Good morning, my dear students. Today we will continue our class 9 physics, that is gravitation, and today topic is pressure and fluids. Pressure and fluids. You know that fluids. What is fluids? Fluids means the substances which can flow. That substances is known as fluid substances. Generally, we know that there are liquid substances and solid substances. All the liquid substances and solid substances and gaseous substances, three substances between solid substances are not fluid substances. Why? Because they are not flow. But liquid substances, that means all water substances or water and gases, that means air, that is known as fluid substances. Why it is not flow? Because here solid substances are give pressure on the surface. When we are putting the solid substances here, these solid substances are gives pressure on the surface due to their weight. Yes or no? That means in this case they are not flowing. But see here, similarly, these liquid substances or these gaseous substances, these substances are also giving pressure because they have also weight. They too weight, therefore they also gives what is it? They also gives pressure. Clear this one? Next we will discuss here buoyant force. Buoyant force. What is buoyant force? Just think the upward forces acting when an object is immersed inside the liquid. Suppose here this is the bucket and water is here. When one mug, suppose one mug is immersed inside it, that means when we will push here, we will give the pressure here. That means in this case it can sink, but after release, what will happen? The mug will start to float here. Why? That means in this case some forces are acting in upward direction. When an object is immersed inside the water, this upward force is known as what is buoyant force, or we can say that is upthrust force. Clear this one? And this upthrust force, why it is gives the upward force and it will start to float? That means see here, in this case what will happen? Suppose this is the bucket and water is there, and one substance is fully immersed inside the water. So in this case forces are acting four sides. That means in this case this is upside, this is on, and this is downside. This is two sides. That means these four forces are acting on this object. But see here, these side forces are equal. Side forces are equal to each other. Therefore, when two forces are equal to each other and acting in opposite direction, then net force becomes 0. That means in this case no result will happen. But see here, up force and down force, between these two forces are not equal. Why not equal? Because it has maximum pressure, it has low pressure. We know that pressure is directly proportional to force. Therefore, in this case, these two forces are not equal. That means in this case, this force will maximum. Therefore, down forces will maximum than up force or on the force, up force. So in this case, the net force acting, which is down force, that means in this case, this object is start to move upward direction and object start to float. Clear this one? So in this case, this buoyant forces depend upon two terms. That two terms is what is? This buoyant forces depend on two terms. One is known as what is? Volume of object emerged. What is? Volume of object emerged in liquid. Another term is what is? Density of liquid. Density of liquid. How it is possible? Here, suppose this is the object. This is suppose one bucket. Water is present here. Suppose this is one object. When maximum volume will emerge inside the water, that means in this case, this buoyant force or upthrust force, this is also one force, upthrust force will be maximum. That means here, suppose this part will emerge into the water, that means in this case, volume will minimum, but when we emerge fully to the object, into the water, emerge the water, in this case, volume is maximum. That means when volume is maximum, that means in this case, upthrust also maximum. But see here one thing, when the object is fully immersed inside the liquid, in this case, the upthrust force or the buoyant force is maximum, and in this case, when fully immersed and maximum, and it is become constant. Clear this one? That means first case, this buoyant force is depend upon volume of object immersed in liquid. That means in this case, how much volume of object is immersed, that much buoyant force will be active. In this case, this buoyant force is directly proportional to the volume of the object immersed in liquid. Next one is density of liquid. Density of liquid is, if density increases, density of liquid increases, then upthrust also increases, or the buoyancy force also increases. That means in two cases, the buoyant force is maximum. Buoyant force is directly proportional to each other. This buoyant force is directly proportional to volume of object immersed in liquid, and this buoyant force also directly proportional to density of liquid. Clear this one? So next we will start Archimedes principle. What is Archimedes principle? So Archimedes principle is saying that Archimedes principle. See here, when an object emerges into the water, suppose this is the water, an object is emerged into the water, it may be partially emerged or fully emerged into the water. Partially emerged or fully emerged, one force will act, one upward force is act, or one buoyant force is act on it, one upward or upthrust force is act on it, on the object, and this force is equal to the volume of water, or we can say weight of one liquid, or weight of water displaced by this object, It is known as what is Archimedes principle. That means when an object is partially or fully immersed into the liquid, at the time one upthrust force or one buoyancy force will act on this object. This buoyancy force is equal to the volume of water or weight of water or weight of liquid which is displaced by this object. This is known as which one? Archimedes principle. Already we discussed about what is this buoyancy force. So next, the application of this Archimedes principle. There are so many different applications are there for using this Archimedes. That means in this case, this Archimedes principle is used in hydrometer. Hydrometers are used for determining the density of water. Then Archimedes principles are used to design the ship and submarines. Yes, or different cases, or there are different cases are there which is used this Archimedes principles, and it is also used to determine the relative density of water also. We will study that one, this relative density. So next we will discuss density. What is density? What is density? Density means it is the mass per unit volume. It is the mass per unit volume. That is known as what is density. That means in this case we can define here density is equal to mass per unit volume. So you know that the unit of mass is what is unit of mass is kg per volume is meter cube. Therefore unit of density is kg centimeter cube. Unit of density is what is? Unit of density is kg per meter cube. So what is the relative density here? What is the relative density? Relative density. What is relative density? When we compare density of any substance, when we compare the density of any substance with the density of water, then that value is known as what is relative density. That means in this case, suppose relative density we can define relative density is equal to short form relative density. Relative density is equal to density of the substance upon density of water. That is known as the relative density. And density of water is how much? 1 gram per centimeter cube. You should remember this one. Density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. That means in this case we can find the relative density of other substance. Suppose given relative density of one substance is given, suppose 2.4 relative density. That means in this case, what is the meaning of this one? The meaning is that one, that substance, density of that substance is 2.4 times heavier than density of water. And see here, one term is important. You know, why the substances are, some substances are floats and some substances are sinks. Why some substances are floats in liquid floats and some substances are sink. Clear this one? Some substances are floats in liquid and some substances are sink. What is the result? Clear this one? Because we already discussed here the buoyancy force, or upthrust. It is also called upthrust. Clear this one? That means in this case, the weight of the substance. The weight of the substance is less than buoyant force, So in this case, what will happen? In this case, because weight of the substance is less than buoyant force, so in this case, what will happen? In this case, the substance will start to float here. But when the weight of the substance is maximum, then buoyant force, that means in this case what will happen? That substance will start to sink. Clear this one? And another case, when these two cases, that means weight of the substance is equal to this buoyant force. In this case, what will happen? In this case, the substance will start to float. But it is not float in the surface of the liquid. That means in this, suppose this is the water or liquid. In this case, when buoyant force is maximum, that means in this case, substance start to float on the surface or layer of the water or surface of the water. That means weight is maximum. That means in this case, the substance will start to sink. It will not float. But weight and buoyant force, when two forces are equal to each other, in this case, these substances start to float, but inside the water. It is not the surface of the water, but it is inside the water. Inside the water, it starts to float. Clear this one? So thank you. Next we will start next chapter. If any doubt, you should contact with me.